I was to ask you what the term modest means. Yes. You shouldn't be dressing what? You said revealing, so you shouldn't dress up. There you go. But it's not just talking about that. It's not just half naked. People say half naked. I'm not half naked. That's what you would say. But the problem is, it's also the way the clothes look. Read.
With shamefacedness.
Because you can't be shamefaced. Let's say a sister's with real tight pants. She can't be shamefaced. Real tight pants. She can't, huh? She can't be modest, can she? But you know they'll say, but this right here is fine because I'm fully dressed. You're not fully dressed. So as we've been speaking about this, he was talking about leaders, right? Because it's a very important thing. We talked about the greatest leader that ever walked the planet Earth. We have to say why our leaders are failing. Because like he said, our leaders are comedians, they're athletes, things like that, right? You know what that means? Our comedians are court jesters. They'll say that's a joke. He said, bro, you just a joke. That's what they tell us. Black people, we ain't got no leaders. That's what who's his name? The president. What's his name? Trump. Trump is like, black people, you got no leaders. You don't. So who do we have to raise up as leaders? These young men and these older men to come back to God's law, statutes, and commandments so we can be led in the right path. So now, as a man that's supposed to be a leader, I gotta lead you in the right path, correct? You love God? Let's see. Give me that real quick. Let's see if you love God. You gotta test it, sis. You gotta test the spirit. Try that spirit. Watch this. 1 John, you know what? Love God. Come on.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
So this is how you what? Read it again.
For this is the love of God.
So this is how you? Yes. Now, watch this.
That we keep his commandments.
So this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. Do you believe that? That's what the Bible says, right? Do you keep God's commandments? What's this mean? Don't commit sins, right? But with sin. What's that mean? You know, because you know what I'm supposed to do. Listen to what I'm doing. This is what I'm supposed to do. You're younger than me. You're like a little sister to me. And your older brother, he's supposed to be like, what's that mean? You ain't supposed to be going with that boy. That's what an older brother's supposed to do. So that's what I'm doing with you. What's that mean? Gets in. You don't know, huh? You know, we just say stuff we don't even know what it is. You know why we do that? Because our leaders are jokes. We have to get better leaders, and that's why we're raising up men to be real leaders. That's the point where we're out here. So let me show you. Give me sin. Because watch, this is what sin is. When you were at church, the pastor's supposed to show you, you ain't supposed to be in sin. Let me show you what sin is. That's what the pastor's supposed to do. Now I'm doing it. Read.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4.
Watch this.
Whosoever committed sin, transgresseth also the law.
So it says, whosoever committed sin, transgresseth the law. Now these words are kind of harder because they're older words. Transgress just means break. That's all it means. So now when you hear this next part, instead of hearing transgression, hear break. Watch this.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So sin is the, what is transgression? Okay, so sin is the, so when you sin, you're doing what? Yes. So when you sin, you're breaking God's laws. So when you say, I got to keep God's commandments to stay away from sin, you're right. But you now know that sin is breaking his laws. And you said, I need things to work on. I'm going to show you what you need to work on right now. Deuteronomy 22. Actually, give me 1 Timothy's first. So I'm going to show you something. Like the brother earlier, the officer earlier was saying, our women are the most beautiful women on the planet. He said that clearly. The problem with that is that our women dress in a certain type of fashion. So I'm going to show you something real quick. 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. Because this is the leaders in the women's side. Nicki Minaj, all them, those are the leaders from women, right? Yeah, well, let's talk about them real quick. Come on.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Come on.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
If I was to ask you what the term modest means. Yes. You shouldn't be dressing what? You said revealing, so you shouldn't dress how? There you go. But it's not just talking about that. It's not just half naked. People say half naked. I'm not half naked. That's what you would say. But the problem is, it's also the way the clothes look. Read.
With shamefacedness.
Because you can't be shamefaced. Let's say a sister's with real tight pants. Can she be shamefaced? Real tight pants? She can't, huh? She can't be modest, can she? But you know they'll say, but this right here, this is fine because I'm fully dressed. You're not fully dressed. So we have to talk about this. Because Nicki Minaj taught the sisters, I can wear whatever I want. And then she does songs where she ain't wearing nothing, and the sisters walk out the house like that. Because they're following a broken leader. She's not a leader at all. And that's the point of what we're trying to get at. We're trying to get to our real leaders, Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Trying to get to our real leaders, how we're supposed to operate. How did the women of God operate in the past? How did they do it? How did Rebecca? How did Rachel? How did Rebecca? How did Leah? How did our mother Sarah? How did all them operate? That's what we're supposed to do. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Come on.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Okay, what's a woman's garment? A dress, right? Super quick. Boom, dress. Everybody does that. Dress. So if a man like me and these brothers are up here and we have pink skirts on, we're like, hey, you need to keep God's commandments. Would you even listen to me? No, you gotta be honest with me. You know what's crazy? Black community, we're so easy at lying to ourselves. You'd be like, yeah, I would listen. You would listen to a man walking around with a polka dot pink skirt on. You'd be like, no, the heck is he walking around with that? He's weird. I'm walking this way. That's what you would do. But we're over here trying to tell you, according to the scriptures, God says something about how women dress too. Read from the top.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So if I had said now, what is something that pertains to a man, what would you say? Shall he say this? Pants. Now, pants is an outward apparel you shouldn't wear. Because you know you have leggings, which is like underwear. You can wear it underneath your dress. But you cannot be wearing pants, because what does pants do? We read it in 1 Timothy. There's a word I said, what does this word mean? Starts with an M. See if you remember. You have it still, right? I'm gonna refresh you, because the difference is, as a leader, I can't leave you hanging. So I'm gonna refresh your mind. Read.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women.
So that women
adorn themselves in modest apparel.
So what? Modest, right? So you have to wear something modest. You can't wear pants. Pants ain't modest no matter how you try to put it with women. No matter how you try to put it, I don't care if she's not built like our women are typically or whatever. Pants are not modest. There's no way to make them modest for a woman. Because you know, when they actually go into the women's section to get pants, how do they build them? They don't build them like men's pants to wear the baggy. They build them tight. They build them to where it's cupping you even if it's not tight. That's the way they want it to be, because it's trying to show for sexual attention. So we have to get away from that. How do we get away from that? Clear dress code. Women, dresses. Loose-fitting dresses to where they're modest, going all the way down to past your knee, not to the top of your knee, all the way past your knee, probably down to the ankle. That's best. Men, pants. Don't be putting on no dresses. Don't be walking around with no holster tops on. All that stuff is not modest. It's not for us. You understand? So let's get right back to it. Because God has a certain way he thinks about it. My brother right here, how does God think about people cross-dressing? He don't like it. That's what we're talking about. Read what you got. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Come on.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
For what?
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Watch how God feels.
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
If I ask you what abomination is, you'd be like, hold on, abomination? That sounds crazy, right? You ever seen the Hulk where it said this is an abomination? I don't think you're a little young. You're a little young. There's a movie where it talks about abomination. He looks crazy. He looks what they call real disgusting. Abomination really just goes into being disgusting. But how God feels about abomination, God hates it. You agree? So should women be wearing pants? Okay, and men should be wearing dresses, right?
No.
But you know we should be teaching that, my brother? What's your name?
Rod.
Rod?
Yeah.
Your name against this? Ari? I don't think I ever asked you your name. Okay, Ari and Rod, right? Rod. So, why is it that our sisters don't know the information I'm giving right now?
They haven't been taught to.
Why not? Titus 2.
Why not?
Start from verse 1. Why not? It says this is for you too. Everything I'm telling him, I'm gonna talk to you, brother, because you're an elder brother to me. But as your brother, your younger brother, I gotta talk to you too like a man, right? So I'm talking to you like a man. So check this out. Watch what this says. This is why they don't know.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine.
So Titus was told to teach this. Now watch what happens, right?
That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and patience.
Now, quick question. When you go to a black community, are black men grave or serious? No. Smoking weed, is that a serious thing? You don't look serious smoking no weed. You look like a joke. I'll be real. You can't even look at a man serious if he's smoking weed. And the crazy thing is, even if you're smoking weed, you don't respect him. Why? Because he's not serious, Rod. He's not serious, right? So now, watch what it says about the women.
The aged women, likewise.
Likewise.
That they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
Now, look, Rod. It says the aged women likewise. Who taught the aged women? It just told you in the beginning. Who taught the aged women how to be? It says the aged men are supposed to be a certain way, right? So then now, how are the aged women going to follow likewise? What are the man supposed to do?
Supposed to leave.
Yes, he got to leave. So how is it, and the reason we're doing this is, listen, we're the Israelites. Us as a people, blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, we're the Israelites. Our problem is we're supposed to have a leadership structure, but we don't have it because we started to break God's commandments. And because we broke God's commandments, he put us into these conditions to where we don't have leadership, to where our older men are hanging out on the block like 20-year-olds. You're like, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
69.
So you're 69, right? You can find a 59-year-old man hanging out on a block, rocking colors in various different places in California. 59 years old. He should be teaching his kids, hey, yo, you need to do this. Teaching his daughters, do this. Because when you get older, this man is going to be doing, that's how he's supposed to be. But we're not like that no more. So why? Because the aged men were supposed to be grave. And the aged women likewise are supposed to be as becometh holiness. Read.
Not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things.
Teachers of good things. Watch who they teach, because he's supposed to teach his wife, and then what's she supposed to do?
That they may teach the young women.
24, right? You're a young woman, right? So where's the aged woman that's teaching you? You see how one false move, Isaiah 3, one false move of a man not doing what he's supposed to do, you lose your leadership structure. Because an aged woman's supposed to be like, okay, listen, for my husband, this is how we operate. This is how you should operate. That's what's supposed to happen. But because that one piece is missing, and it might not be his fault, it could be the woman's fault. A lot of times it is the woman's fault. And a lot of times it is. Watch this. Go to Isaiah 3 and verse 12. I'm going to show you when it's the woman's fault. Right here, Isaiah 3:12. Where what you got?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12.
Listen up.
As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Who puts the children over the man? Is it the man himself or the woman? Which one? The woman, right? It says children are their oppressors. How is children oppressing the men? Child support. He comes in the house, the children are running a mess, and he's like, hey, why are they doing it? I told you to do this. I don't care. These kids do what they want to do. Don't talk to my son like that. Right? Read.
And women rule over them.
And women rule over them. So women rule over the children, which then oppress the father. How in the heck does that work? How are we supposed to move as a community if that happens? You know, in the Caucasian community, that doesn't happen. He walks in the house, they're like, Daddy! He's like, okay, good. Get your hug. Now you know, leave me alone. Because I got things I gotta do with. I gotta talk to your mom. Boom. Did you do this, and this? Oh, go ahead, what you got?
You know, we've been stripped of our dignity in this Western hemisphere, right? And so what that in turn did to give the trying to empower our women over us.
Ah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what a
That's
rebellion.
true.
That's what a rebellion and the struggle
That's
from
true.
the woman come in from tell her man no.
Now, what he's
Right.
saying is 100% correct. We were stripped of our dignity.
I'm going to doctor. I'll be right back.
You gotta go to the doctor?
Dr. Donovan.
No, hold on, bro. You know what day it is today? Hold on, sis. Listen, you know what day it is today?
You know what?
Bruh, we're talking about keeping the laws, and you're like, I gotta go over here real quick. I'm gonna show you something. Give me that. Hold what you got, because we're going back to leaders. 1 John 5 and 3. Yeah, watch this before you go. Because as a leader, remember, we're talking like men. The sister's in the mix, but she's learning from two men talking. Watch this. 1 John 5 verse 3. Because you love God, right? So all my heart, all my soul. Watch this. Watch this.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3.
Watch this.
For this is the love of God,
So this is how you love God. That's what it's saying.
that we keep his commandments.
Now we keep his commandments. Do you love God?
Yeah, I love God.
Do you keep his commandments?
Not all of them. No.
Oh, so how? Okay.
No, I don't.
Can you tell your dad, I sometimes love you?
No, you can't.
You can't.
Hey,
So
I stand.
hold on, bro.
All respect.
hold on, bro.
All
Give
respect.
me Nehemiah and Helen. Nehemiah. Hold on, bro. Because you're trying to walk in that store still. You're like, hey, look, out of all respect, I love my kids. So you love your kids over God. You're putting a God over God, bro. I'm going to show you right now. God tells you not to do what you're about to do. Read what you got. Come on.
The book of Nehemiah,
Come
chapter
on, sis.
10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals,
That's ware and victuals. Victuals is food. There's food idolatry. Ware is other things such as clothing, material, things like that. That's ware. Watch this.
on the Sabbath day to sell.
So on the Sabbath day, today's the Sabbath day. We have to keep God's commandments because today we didn't even remember that it's the Sabbath day. But he said that would happen. Watch this. Read.
That we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
So he said we would not buy it on him. My sister right here. We're talking about the Sabbath. So now listen, before you go, bro, we are talking about the Sabbath. You have to understand, we're not supposed to buy or sell on this day. Exodus. Buy or sell on this day. Because if you do, the problem is you're not going to be loving on God. Isaiah 59. Yeah. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Listen up. Listen up, because this is very important. And matter of fact, get that and then go to 13 in Isaiah 59. Appreciate it, officer. Watch this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save.
Okay, the Lord's hands not sure they cannot save.
Neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear.
That is ear heavy. Because some people say, hey, God's not going to care what I'm doing. God cares about everything that you do, bro. He can reach out and touch you right now. Touch your hip, all of a sudden you hit the ground.
I got some children waiting to eat some cereal, bro.
Well, do you have cereal at home? I don't, bro.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your God.
So your iniquity is separating between you and God, bro. Your iniquity, read it again.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your God.
This is a problem with our leadership, sisters.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.